All righty, ladies and gentlemen, this is Winton here, and I am with Lewis Vandervalk with um, the advertising expert here. And so this is our Scammer Jammer advertising webinar, if you will. And what I wanted to do is I do fairly well with advertising myself, but I wanted to bring in an expert, somebody that has more talent than I do at this particular subject, so we can start applying the knowledge that Lewis has and bring it into our trade and industry and really start magnifying what we can do and really start beating the scammers at their own game. We all know that the scammers are out there, they're advertising, they're ripping people off, they're taking people's money, and we want to put a stop to it. And that's how we're going to do it, through education, organization, and flat out raw work. So welcome, Lewis. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started here.
Appreciate you having me, Wayne. Looking forward to this. Looking forward to chatting. I love the Scammer Jammer, theme that we've got going here, and we've got some good stuff in regards to that. But I got started. I actually had a love of locksmithing. I was telling Wayne this when we first got connected. I had a love of locksmithing, was looking heavily into it, ended up going into construction with my dad. Did construction for, all through high school. After I graduated, went and got a degree in mechanical engineering, and then started a marketing agency like 3 months after I graduated, because I was a mature student at that time. My wife and I had gotten married. We had a kid on the way, and I said, I need to have a little bit more control over my time. But got started in 2019 and have been ranking websites ever since. It's every day is a little bit different, but we're continually learning and continually honing our skills as the landscape changes. And this is one of my favorite things to do, is jump on, share the stuff, the secrets, if you will, that make getting your website to show up when people are searching for your service possible. And kind of pull back the covers. It's not all rocket science. It's just a lot of tedious, consistent work that often people hire us to do. But you can take any of this stuff that I'm telling you and go do it yourself. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, awesome. And I'm so happy to have you here. And this is what we need. Like, nobody else is pulling in these experts from other categories and other fields and bringing them here and saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we don't have a really good handle on this thing, and maybe we really do need somebody to come in and really just take this thing to the next level here.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And I know you had some good questions when people signed up. We'll get some questions live as well. But it's any questions you guys have. I'm an open book. None of what we do is a secret. It's you can do this. You can learn this. I spent the last 5 years learning it and being coached and buying different trainings and testing stuff. But you can actually go out and do this stuff too when we're done. So we'll dive in here, Wayne, depending on how you want to format it. I know we've chatted a little bit, but we can go many different directions depending on the questions, and there will be lots of questions, I imagine, as we go through.
Sure. Let's just spend just a little bit more time with you. So what is your primary, what do you do primarily right now? What puts food on the table, and what gets you going in the morning?
What puts food on the table is SEO, right? Doing SEO, doing marketing for our clients. So we've got over 40 clients right now that we have on an ongoing monthly basis. And then we do websites as well. So we're building, right around 10 websites a month, and have been doing that for the last 5 years. And so that's what keeps food on the table. What gets me going and out of bed in the morning is learning and continuing to learn about SEO. What is it that makes Google think that you're a trustworthy source? So that when someone types in, locksmith near me, or my car's locked, what do I do? Or I'm freaking out because I can't get into my house. How do you show up on the top of Google? And what does it take to build that trust and authority with Google? So that's what I live and breathe, and will continue to do, as it's a viable thing to help business owners and put food on my family's plate. It's kind of a blend there of learning and making money at the same time.
Great. So if somebody's just not, like, they're not really good at building websites, they have no clue, they could use a service like yours, and you'd be able to help them start marketing and getting that SEO and search engine optimization for their organic website that they really want, and really start bringing that to the top of the playing field.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can do it. And if it's a little bit outside your price range, I can point you to some web builders that are very, very easy, great for SEO. And they've got some great templates. You can just kind of put your info in, get started, and take it away from there, and then we can jump in as you build your book of business, and it makes sense on your monthly revenue to bring someone alongside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's so complicated now that even I find myself, bringing other people in. I've had another person come in and start helping me with ad campaigns on Google, especially getting your Google guaranteed listing, and then getting your AdWords program out there, your pay-per-click advertising. And then also now I'm starting to really dive into social media marketing. How do we advertise? How do we boost that post? What does that mean? How does it actually get that post out there? And I have a little bit of a philosophy on this, and I'd like to kind of get some banter and go back and forth when we hit that section of this workshop with you. It kind of compares, that feed rolling through that people are scrolling to like the radio that we used to listen to. There's several ways to advertise. One is your way, guerrilla marketing, like, the SEO marketing. Just show up when somebody's in a panic mode and they need a locksmith. They're dialing into Uncle Google and they're putting in locksmith near me or locksmith now or whatever, locksmith and quickly now. And that person's getting the call. Whoever shows up first, right? Whoever shows up at the top of the page and whoever picks up the phone and says, I can be there in 10 minutes, that's who gets the call. That's the way it works. Really, if we utilize some of those other forms, like Facebook, Instagram, people are scrolling, they're really not going to go to Instagram and say, I need a locksmith. However, if they keep rolling through and they keep seeing me come up time and time again, that's what they did with radio back in the day too, was, 1-800-plumber or whoever it was, Roto-Rooter, right? And then after you heard that 50,000 times over the year, when you had a problem with your toilet, guess what? You know who to call, right? You can get a few impulse buys, and I'm playing with that, and I'd like to, pick your brain with that too, but that's kind of my philosophy on it as well.
So I can riff on that right now a little. We can dive into it. So there's actually something that Google did. They called it the 7-11-4 rule. And I'm just going to, I just pulled it up to make sure I wasn't misquoting. But there's something that Google did when they looked at how people buy and how many places they saw a business before they bought. And they discovered that a buyer typically needs 7 hours of interaction across 11 touch points in 4 separate locations before they make a purchase.
Wow.
That's the typical buyer. So you want to be on Google, you want to be on social media, you want to be in the reels and in the feeds on Instagram and Facebook. You want to be in those places to maximize your business potential to get a call when someone needs it.
Absolutely. Great. Well, with that, let's just dive right into it. And I'm going to be the guinea pig here. Go ahead and share your screen and pull up whatever you need to pull up and see if we can pull my stuff up here and see where we're at.
Perfect. Let's do it. All right. So we've got Wayne's site right here. And we see it on the screen there.
Yep.
We've got a few people. GI Locksmith. Awesome. Great. We've got a few people watching. Drop a comment in the comments, guys, if you're watching this live with us, and even if you're watching after, drop a comment telling us where you are, because I'll pull up. You can drop where you are in your business, and I can pull you up and give some tips specifically to yours too. But let's hear from all of you who are watching where you guys are located. Just drop that in the comments. Lock it up. How's it going? So before we get going here, basically when someone is going on to look up, locksmith near me, right? This is going to pull up my location, right? I'm not in a crazy competitive location, but when they're going to see a couple different things. Well, they might see 3 different things. They're going to see potentially the ads here. This is not a crazy competitive area, so I'm not seeing ads right now. But if they're going, New York locksmith, right? And it's not going to show ads. Anyway, there's going to be the ad section. It's not going to show ads because I'm not in New York, but there's going to be the ad section. There's going to be what we call the map pack typically.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be the organic, search result is what we call it, right? Now, everybody wants to be here in the map pack for good reason. 80, the numbers vary, but 50 to 80% of the calls that are coming through are coming from Google business profiles. This is, the holy grail. And then the rest filter down into, the top 3 to 5 results here in the websites. Now, when we're talking about search results and you're like, how do I get there? I always step people back and I say, what is it that really is necessary to get there? And you want to think in terms of the search engine, which is in this case Google. What does Google want? Google is selfish. Google wants people to use their search engine, not DuckDuckGo, not Bing, not Yahoo. So they want people to stay on their search engine. So they're going to try and make their search engine the best they possibly can, keep people on there. And the way that they do that is by providing the best results for that person. If you use Chrome, if you use, any Google product, Google knows everything about you. And so when you're looking for a locksmith, they're going to see who's the closest locksmith, who's the, business that, makes the most sense to show up in relation to your needs and your habits and whatnot. So when you look at it from a business perspective, you then want to know, okay, if Google wants to provide businesses or customers with the best possible result when they're searching for a locksmith near me, what do I have to do to show up as the best possible result? And we're going to go through some of those things here tonight, but you want to think about it in some very simple terms. You want to tell Google who you are, what you do, where you do it.
Okay.
That you've got credentials, that, especially with locksmithing, you want to, show your credentials, show that you're trustworthy, show that, clients have interacted with you by showing off reviews and stuff like that. You want to show Google all these things so that consistently, wherever your business shows up online, they say, okay, we know what they do. We know where they operate out of. We know, their phone number is correct. It's the same all across the internet. Their hours of operation are the same all across the internet. These things matter because, again, Google is selfish. And if you show, I'm taking a sidetrack a little bit here, but if you show your hours as 24/7 in one location, and on your, on your Google business profile, say, and then on your website, you say you're only open from noon to 4 on Tuesday. Well, what's Google going to do? They're probably not going to serve you up because you might not be the solution someone's looking for.
Right.
So,
And on that note right there, I always tell people, because I have a PowerPoint and a class that I would teach for social media marketing and how to set up your Google ads or your Google profile page when that was kind of really big. And what I would tell people is build a document, build a Word document, build an email. All of the arrows that you put out there on the internet that are not Google are arrows pointing to your Google page or your home page or your organic page. And they all have to be immaculately perfect. If there's one period in one or a comma, Google's going to start really dinging you for that. So when you can really copy and paste and plug that information in or have a program that can autofill it out, autofill and that stuff kind of came in later, but that's really the core essence is everything has to be the same everywhere on the internet for Google to appreciate you.
It's big. And if you look at it from the perspective of how they're trying to provide the best result for people that are looking, it all starts to make sense. And you look at it as less of, oh, Google's just trying to strong arm us. It's okay. That makes sense. If I was trying to, curate the best information, that's what I would want to do too. So that's a great one. Lock It Up, GI Locksmith, Brian Wood. We've got Lynchburg.
Yeah.
We've got the Villages, Troy, Missouri. James says he's struggling bad with Google. I want to pop up and search right now. Maybe drop what you're doing currently, James, and we can dig into that. We've got Michael out of Stewart, Montgomery, Texas. That's Roger, Rockland County, and West Jefferson in Canada. Nice. I'm in New Brunswick, Canada. So they've got a little bit of a connection, bit away from me, but Awesome. So let's dive in. Should we just audit yours there and kind of go through?
You running the show, however you want to do it. If you want to use mine as an example and offer some things that we could do to improve, like I said, I know that we haven't put a lot of time and money into the website because we've put more time and money into the advertising now that we're established on Google and we are Google guaranteed. $1 spent there is going to get the phone to ring. More dollars spent on the website, I can get to that eventually.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, this is going to be a great opportunity then to go through that here. So I pulled up Wayne's listing here. Now, if you're starting a business, if you've been in business for 20 years, you must have a Google business profile. They are free to set up. They are a great place to collect and curate reviews. You're going to get jobs off of it. You're going to get a couple jobs, even if you're not ranking number one. And you have the opportunity to show up there in what we just showed of the map pack. So get a Google business profile right away. And I'm going to go through a few of the things that you can do to help rank your business profile better. So we're going to take a look through Wayne's. Again, he hasn't put a ton of work into this. I happen to know he's doing quite well for himself. And that also speaks to the fact that just because I'm saying SEO is fantastic, and I believe it and I've seen it with our clients, it's not the only thing that you need to do. Marketing across all different avenues. We mentioned the 7-11-4 rule there. You want to do a bunch of different marketing tactics, and whatever you do it consistently. That is, if you take nothing else away from it, if you're like, this is so overwhelming, hire us or pick something that you can do consistently. That's going to be huge. And Wayne has done some of the other methods extremely consistently, and it's done really well for him. So we're going to go through here, and Google Business Profiles give you the opportunity to share pictures. Wayne's got some excellent pictures here. That's him with his branded trucks. He's looking clean, professional. That's a big deal in the locksmithing space. You want to look clean and professional. He's got the branded van here. He's got some pictures of actually doing the work. Now, you want to have pictures of your brand, pictures of your team, pictures of you in branded clothing. And if you can, some pictures with happy clients. That's going to be huge. Now, here's a little trick that you can do. Before you upload the picture to your Google Business Profile, you can rename it with what's actually happening in the picture. Google sees those words. So you can actually take the file name of the picture. And in this case, you could say, Tri-County Locksmith, or, Wayne with Tri-County Locksmith showing off it looks like a new lock system there or something. The van of one of the vans with the Tri-County Locksmith in XYZ location, right? Unlocking a deadbolt, or that was just like a regular one there. But, whatever is happening in the picture, talk about what's happening in the picture, but then also don't forget talking about where it's happening. That's key. Unlocking or installing whatever's happening here in XYZ location. That's going to be huge for you. So it's the what and the where. What are you doing? Where are you doing it? And then, weave that into the to the titles or the file names of the pictures. Huge thing that almost no one does. So make sure you have pictures, and then make sure that they're good pictures, and make sure that you're renaming them.
Wow, that's amazing information. I actually add that the guy that built my website and all of this stuff gave me that tip as well, and I added that to my PowerPoint presentation, and I do teach that as well. So just to break it down for everybody, when he's talking about uploading a photo, he's not talking about just uploading something to social media and putting the name and all of that stuff in there. He's talking about when you actually download the photo or have it in your computer in a file, instead of it saying photo tag and a bunch of numbers and letters that don't mean anything, actually give it those tags and rename it before you upload it from your computer to your website, so that it actually puts it on there. At one point in time, you could Google locksmith in Colorado, and I was like the first 40 photos. I had this whole state on lock. I've since not really paid that much attention because, again, I'm putting things more towards the social media aspect of things. But those tips coming from one person to another, these are absolutely verified. And what Lewis is talking about is exactly what I've taught as well. So it's double verified.
Yeah. And you can actually rename a lot of phones now. You can rename the image on your phone. So instead of image 54321, as it is on, stored on your phone, you can rename it before you upload it to your website or to your Google Business Profile. Great. Yeah, some good stuff there. Reviews. Get as many reviews as you can. I'll give you some scripts you can send out to everyone after that we've seen work really well. But basically, you're going to prime the client with, hey, we're here to get you out of your sticky situation. We're going to be shooting for that 5-star service. If at any point you don't feel like you've gotten that, let us know. And then we walk through. When you're just about done, getting ready to pack up, they're excited you fixed their problem. They're excited you're about to leave, and then you prompt them again with with asking for a review. You shoot them a text link. You actually wait for them to give you the review before you leave. It feels a little bit odd, but it's a fantastic way to get more reviews.
I feel like we took this class together before we actually started this, because that is in there too. Like this synergy is so there. Yeah. You want the customer happy. And so like mom, you're never going to find another happier, more thankful customer than mom lock kid in the car or pets in the car or somebody in the house or whatever. And I send it right then and there. Hey, I will have this open for you in about 5 minutes, ma'am. Here is a Here's a link to my page. And I like to get that conversation, like business wise, I get that conversation off of the phone talking and over to text faster, because then I can shoot them that link and they're doing it there. It's done before I leave. I'll usually get a thank you and a tip and a review and. So all of this stuff that Lewis is saying is so spot on. And it's the reason that we have a 4.9 almost perfect review schedule here. And I actually have a whole thing that we go into reviews. 4.9 actually looks more realistic than 5.0. And people kind of talk about negative reviews badly. I think you get as many good reviews as you possibly can, expecting that bad one that you can't reason with. And then you'll kind of even out and you'll have like a 4.8, 4.9.
So how you respond to the reviews is often more of a reflection on the other person than it is on you. So just make sure you go in, respond to the review, let them know you want to, make it right. Sometimes you just have wackos that leave reviews, but get reviews, get as many as you can, and then go in. And Wayne, one thing you can be doing here is replying to the reviews. Google sees that as interaction with your clients, and you can actually weave in again what you did on the job and where you did it.
Wow. I usually am really good about that. I think I've had an error in my Google app link, because I usually go in there and go back to them and I like respond to all of them, and then none of them got responded to. So that could be a technical error, but yes, you are exactly right.
But the tip there is, respond to them, but, weave in what you did and where you did it. Hey, thanks for having us over. Glad we could get your car unlocked in XYZ location. Google sees that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So your phone number here, wherever you have your business listed on the internet, you want your phone number to match that, your website, etc. You can actually get friends and family to ask questions on here, and I recommend that. So, think of some questions. What are the services that you love doing the most? And get your friends and family to ask questions. Can you unlock safes? What happens if, whatever the case may be, right? Think of the common questions people ask. Get them to ask those questions on your listing, and then you can go in and respond to them. And again, that's just another opportunity to use what Google has provided and, make that obvious for people. The description here, I would use all of the characters. I believe it's 750 right now.
Okay.
And you can use this, list off all of the services that you provide, and then list a few locations as well. I think that's the only thing I would change there, Wayne, is add that. And then there's an option now to go in and update all your social media. So anywhere you have LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, go in and update those profiles. And it's just a chance for Google to say, oh, that's their business. That's their business on YouTube. That's their business on Facebook.
More verification. Hey, double check. I'm checking. Google's checking Facebook. Is this dude legit? Does all the stuff match up? Okay, this arrow points back, this arrow points there, and they're all like, it's kind of like backlinks. Like you're all pointing. Every single arrow every spot you put something on the internet is another arrow pointed to your business. It's just a matter of how thick and broad that signage is.
Yeah, exactly. The more, no pun intended, but it's a web that you're building, a web of proof to Google that, hey, we are who we say we are, and we pay attention. We cross our I's and dot our T's, and we make it happen.
Cool.
One thing before we leave this page, you'll notice that not only does Wayne have a Google business profile set up, he's set up Yelp, he's set up Angie's List, he's set up MapQuest, he's got a Facebook page, Better Business Profile. These are all excellent things to set up. You might hate Angie's List, still set up a profile with them.
It's free.
It's a chance for you to talk about your business, talk about where you serve, potentially get some reviews. Yelp, you might hate Yelp. It's really effective, especially on the West Coast. You've got to have Yelp. But I would recommend anybody who has a business anywhere, set up Yelp, get some really nice pictures in there, talk about all the services that you provide, because you could actually have, so if we look up like Locksmith in Glenwood Springs. So there's Wayne. That's awesome. And then this is actually one of the first results, is a Yelp page.
Yep.
So if you're not in there, you're missing out on an opportunity to get leads. Not only is he on Yelp, but he's on, he's here as well.
That's what I tell people. Like when I would advertise my social media marketing class, I tell them I don't show up number 1 on Google. I show up number 1, 2, 3, and sometimes 4 and 5. And what that does is it not only elevates me as the number 1 king of the castle, it also pushes everybody else out. So if you're not on the first page of Google, you don't exist. So I want to shove everybody down and get them out of there.
It's such a key. all the big ones. I'm going to get into backlinks and whatnot a little bit more, but these are all links back to your website, which is taking some of the power and authority that they have and passing it through to your website. Really, really key.
Yep.
Now let's look at the questions here. So we've got James says, my business profile is suspended for deceptive content. Still have no idea why. I've got a guy, we don't do it as much internally in our agency. I've got an agency owner that I network with a lot, and he's, 100 for 100. Everybody that I've referred over to him, he can help. So certainly, reach out if you want, James, and I can connect you with him.
Do you want to put your email in the chat box?
I can, yeah. I think I have to join the chat.
And then while you're doing that, I'll just go just a little bit further, because I know there is seething hatred for Yelp. When I teach these classes and I mention Yelp, the room like tenses up because they have mafia style marketing, guerrilla marketing techniques, and they bug everybody till they piss everybody off and they don't want to be a part of them anymore. However, every non-Google search is going to utilize Yelp's information. Like if you use Bing or you use any of the other ones, and there are some die-hard Yelpers out there. Like Yelp is their Google. They don't use Google. They don't use it by intention. They won't use it. They won't build an account. They are die-hard Yelpers, and there are some people that are just die-hard anti-Google. And if you want to get in front of those people, you'll have to be on there. The other thing too is like all the stuff, like iMaps and the Apple stuff. You want to make sure you're on Apple Maps too.
Everywhere you can possibly be. Look at what your competitors are on. Look at when you look. For some reason, my comment's not working here, Wayne. I'll send you my email.
Send it to me in Messenger, and I'll put it up there.
But look at what everybody else is doing in your area. We could even take, if someone wants, we can do a quick look through yours. Roger says Yelp. But if you guys want to drop your business website or business name and location, we can take a quick peek and we can actually dive in and say, hey, this is what your competition is doing. Let's make sure you do that. So let's jump into the website now, because that's, Google Business Profile. We kind of touched a lot on, all the different things that you need to be set up in. We'll get a little bit deeper into that in a bit, but let's go to the website, because that is a key place to focus on as well. The website and the Google Business Listing. Again, the Google Business Listing is going to map in or rank in the map pack. The website is going to rank down below. They are separate entities, but if you have a really well optimized website, it can help your Google Business Profile rank better. So you want to pay attention to both. Now, Wayne actually has some opportunity here to potentially update the design a little bit. Again, he's been around for a long time, and some of that power and age of his domain is playing in his favor. So as long as he's converting people when they land, that's what matters. Is there a clear call to action when he comes in? He shows off that he's got some expertise here. He's got the YouTube stuff going on here. That's good. Where we could probably, what I would do is, if I was coming in and upgrading this, is I would look at, how can we modernize the website a little bit? And then how can we look at all the different services that he offers? What are the different, unlocking cars, unlocking doors, rekeying, safe opening. He's got that here. But if you think again about Google as a selfish search engine who wants to keep people on their platform and who wants to serve the best results, if you can build a page for every specific service, there's something interesting. Google does not rank websites. Google ranks pages. So if you can have a page for the specific service that you offer, and for every specific service that you offer, you stand a better chance of being able to build a lot of authority, answer a lot of questions on that page, and really go deep into what it is specifically that you do around that specific keyword.
Right. And I think a lot of that has to do with, like you said, your competition. What exactly is your competition? Because maybe one of the reasons why we let this lax a little bit, and I don't really keep it as sharp as it could be, is because if you look at my competitors, what are they doing? You know what I mean? Like people ask me, how many reviews do I need? Well, about 100 more than my competitor. That's how many I need. How do I know how to rank? Well, I need to rank above my competitor. Like that. It's all based off of what are they doing. If I'm the king of the castle, I'm gonna enjoy the spoils, and I want to maintain that spot, and I'm gonna keep a good eye on it. But I don't always have to try and be so hungry either.
It's a relative game, exactly as you say. So in New York City, a lot more competitive than Glenwood. So
Right.
what you need to do is look at your competitors and say, where do I need to be? What number of calls do I need to be getting? That's where we need to go. In Glenwood, he's doing pretty well for himself. When you look up Locksmith, Wayne's right there. If you're going to go to Dallas, you're going to have to play a different game, and you're going to have to invest more in SEO. So I just went here. GI Locksmith said he was in Memphis, so I just looked up safe unlocking in Memphis, right? So these are the people that are showing up, and it looks like you're right here. So
Nice.
not doing too shabby, right? So we can actually go in here, and he's got a page for expert safe opening services. Great title tag, by the way. So we can come in here, and he's got a nice looking site. He's got different ways of wording it. The different services here.
It's flashy. It's pop up. It's got some action, some movement, but it's not overbearing where it's going to take too long to load.
Exactly. FAQs. I'm going to get deep into this. This is so important. Think again about Google being selfish and wanting to serve the best results. I'm going to say that many times. You're going to get tired of hearing this, but that's if you don't take anything else away, that's what I think is extremely important. When people go online, they're looking at, they're probably asking questions of some sort because they may not even know what they need, right? So if you can answer those questions, you then have stated the question and explicitly answered the question, and Google knows, okay, GI Locksmith knows the answer here. Let's get to it and connect the person who's looking and the person who can provide the solution. Now I'm gonna go a little bit deep into this here. So if we look at, I'd opened it here. I think I did it here. New York Locksmith. So you can do this anywhere in your location. Let's do it actually in Memphis.
Sure.
So GI Locksmith was doing a good job already with this, but if he or she was looking to really dominate the FAQs on this page, you can then go right here to the search results, and you can see Google actually provides a people also ask section. They're literally on a silver platter telling you the stuff that people are searching for. Now, here's the trick. You can click will a locksmith open a safe, and you notice there are 2 or 3 more popped out. So you can just open a bunch of these, and suddenly you've got, an almost unlimited amount of question ideas.
Some of them are not. Use the FAQs to build these questions and then answer them with your own information. Round and round and round we go.
Round and round. Not all of them are relevant, right? What to wear in Memphis, right?
Yeah,
but will a locksmith open a safe? Look at this website that's showing up here. Go to their website, see what they're talking about, and then write more on your page, more authoritatively, more explicitly than they have, and you would actually stand a chance of showing up here. But now you've answered that question extremely well for your local audience, and it's likely that will work very well for you. So questions and answering those questions on your website. If you guys haven't used ChatGPT yet, different levels for different people, but ChatGPT is, you've probably heard the rage about it, but you can literally go in and say, I just did this before we jumped on. You're an SEO expert coming up with ideas for Locksmith to write to answer commonly asked questions related to locksmithing. Give me 20 ideas. How to choose the right locksmith, the benefits of rekeying versus replacing, the importance of regular. These are all fantastic questions or topics that you can answer on your website in a blog post, in an FAQ section. How do I identify and avoid locksmith scams? Every one of you should have that page on your website.
Right.
Go through it, get specific, look up news articles and link back to them of people who have been scammed. Look up,
and this is easy stuff to find. Like there's associations, like I'm a member of the Associated Locksmiths of America, or ALOA, ALOA.org for anybody that wants to check it out. There is a scam page on there where people can go get information. Basically, it kind of sums up, if you see $19.99 or $14.99, if you see an extremely low price, that's probably a scam because nobody's going to come out for that rate. And that's the hook, bait, and switch where, they'll come out and they'll tell you, oh, this is going to be $650. They drill your lock, cut it off, screw up your door, scratch up your car, hand you a bill for $600 or $700, force you to go to the ATM, hostile environment, high pressure, and then that is called a locksmith scam. That is what this program is trying to give you the tools to at least start with your website, and we'll go into some social media stuff as well, how to start really competing with that and answering those questions and having all of this information. They're already utilizing ChatGPT. ChatGPT is is AI. It's the AI program that college students were writing their reports with, and now we can use it for everything. I use it to post a social media post. I use it for everything.
It's so helpful. And you don't have to let it do all the work, because when you actually write the article, so we could actually, I'll just show you guys the power. So let's do, where's the scam one? Anyway, let's say we wanted this as a blog post, right? So take number 15 and write a blog about it. So if you're stuck wondering, what the heck am I going to write about, and you get 5 words down on the page, and you're just completely at a loss, you can then put this in, and it can write a blog post. You do not want to copy this directly to your website. You want to go through and edit this. You want it to be human edited.
Yep. Smooth
AI
it
is
out.
a fantastic writer's block breaker. It can do a lot of the work, but you want to go through and human edit it, and then add your expertise in there as well. Invest in a home security system. Maybe you mentioned some of the brands of the smart locks and the security cameras that you recommend,
Right.
And then say, hey, if you want to, just give us a call to help sort through that. Give us a call, right? But look at this. This is a great list. And if you then, weave in a few of your local areas, let's say Memphis, for GI Locksmith, you've now got a blog post, 90% written for you, and you can go through and finish it up. This is a big deal.
Absolutely.
Right? So, yeah, go ahead.
Do we have, if we have, after we get done with this section here, if we have a stopping point, let me know. We need to put one sponsor through here.
Yeah, awesome. This is a great stopping point.
Okay. All right. What I will do then is I will go ahead and we will run through this, and you'll actually recognize the sponsor, I bet, because it's where I found you.
I love it. I love it.
Let's see here. Where did you go?
And then after, we'll come back and look at GI Locksmith's Google profile.
Cool. Let me see here.
I can fill time if you need for a second.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it up right here. Can we see it? There we go. All righty. So this is my message. How to make your business as efficient as possible. Utilizing a electronic invoicing program or a field management software service like Workies is really going to add to the bottom line of your business. It is the #1 field service management software. They have a drag and drop calendar. You can literally assign technicians the tasks that they need to be able to just do their job so that they can make everything very efficient. It's going to integrate into your calendar. It's going to integrate into your Google account. It's going to allow you to respond to your customers faster than anybody else. And it's going to keep you extremely organized, all while allowing you to process payments and put more money in your bank account. If you are interested in leveling up your business to that next level and making things more convenient, please check out Workies. Please use the link below, as they are a sponsor and we do get credit through that link below. Thank you for watching. I personally use this, endorse it, and enjoy the service. Thank you and have a great day. There you go. That's it. Your mic is not working, Lewis. I'm not sure what happened there. There you go.
I muted so there wasn't background noise while we were playing the ad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear everybody now. Thank you.
Perfect. So we'll jump to GI Locksmith's Google business profile here, and we'll just kind of see if we can find some opportunities here. Oh, here's something that I missed on Wayne's, actually. This is a great opportunity here. The products link out to the different service pages on his website. This is brilliant. Right. His or hers. So as you go through, you can think of products or services kind of similar, but they actually have it set up here to, where they've got the product or the service. They've written some great content here, and then they link to that page on their website. So now you're really linking together and meshing the profile and the website, and it gives more opportunity to put content and descriptions of the stuff that you do, so that you stand a chance of telling Google more of what you do and where you do it, to show that you're the right pick for this. So great job there on the products. I missed that going through Wayne's. I would get some people to ask questions of your listing. What are the different things that you want to be showing up for? Just drop in. Those are some really new ones, so maybe you haven't replied to them. This is a great reply. Now I'm going to see how consistently. Nice. You've got different replies here. I wasn't sure if you were just using a copy paste one. One thing I will say, be very careful using AI to write your replies. You can use it to give you suggestions, but do not use strictly AI written replies. Google can tell, and it will ding you for that. I've actually seen that with a client. So we've got some recent data to back that up. The other thing is if you're having reviews not come through, like you have clients say that, they've left a review, but you're just not seeing it. One of the things you can do to avoid that is, in the case of this gaming company, they actually provided pictures here. So you can take pictures of the job, send them to your client and say, hey, want to just tag these in on your review? It's very rare that those reviews do not stick when there's a picture there. Because it's a very common thing with the AI algorithm that Google uses to see whether the review is real or not. It's dinging a lot of people and not letting the reviews come through. But a picture typically gives it that extra oomph and realism for Google to say, hey, this is a real review.
Nice. I did not know that. So that's some new stuff coming up as well. Yeah, we actually had a scammer that we were trying to fight against, and I was seeing, I'm like, how does this guy have 500 reviews? He showed up like 6 months ago. Like, this is crazy. And I was looking at it, and you start reading all the reviews, all the accounts were all AI generated. And so we started really digging into it. And what he was doing is he was having AI actually book an appointment through the Google listing, and then leave a review. So he was probably paying for a lot of that stuff too. On top of that, to get that, it probably cost him a fortune. And it's like, you know what? Are there ways to hack the system and go around it like that? There probably are. But I know one thing: Uncle Google always wins, and they will find out about it. They will crush you. They will shut you down. And all of the time and money and effort that you put into that is going to go to waste at some point in time.
Yeah, it's you don't want to mess with that. Keep everything on the uptick, and you stand a much better chance of long-term lasting. There's black hat stuff you can do for SEO, but if you do that consistently, it's going to come back and bite you. I've seen websites that consistently, through all the updates the last 5-10 years, they've continued growing because they're trying to do things that make sense for the end user, which is what Google cares about too. They're not just trying to game the system. So keep that in mind as you're going through here. The only other thing I would note here is try and work in Memphis. Oh, you do have it here. Okay, yeah, you've got everything. You've got the brand, you've got the city, you've got all the services here. Done a great job on this. Yeah, this is a great description. Posting regularly. Looks like fairly regularly. There was a gap there, and then you just start it up again. You can post ideas here is taking service pages on your website and saying, hey, did you know that we did safe unlocking? Did you know that we do this? You can take reviews and say, super excited to have another awesome 5-star review. Take a read. You can go see more of our reviews. Those are some different ones. You can post client pictures. You can post offers, discounts, etc. Those are things that you can do on here. And I would aim for at least a post a week to stay consistent and to stay present. They've got their profiles all linked up here. Yeah, great job on that one. I can tell that you've put effort. I know you said that was where you're focusing a lot. You've done a great job on that. Wayne, anything on that while I go search for something?
What I'd like to really talk about some of the social media aspects as well. So I think what we've done is laid out a really good foundation, and all of the clues that you've given us and all of the tips, they're going to, like, for building a website and search engine optimization, all that's going to shift right over into building an ad online as well. So yeah, what are you looking for?
Oh, I just found it. I was looking for a way to show them how to find directories.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just go ahead and pop it up now. And then before we move on to the next person, maybe we'll pop on and check out some of the social media ads that I've placed and see how the insights on those work. And then we'll look at TikTok and that kind of stuff. And then we'll jump back in here. And to finish it out, as we get towards the end of the hour here, I'm happy and good to stay and hang out for a while. And we can start going through everybody else's account if you'd like to do that.
Perfect. Yeah. Let's I'll answer GI Locksmith. Are you going to pull up the ads there? We can go through them.
Yeah, sure. I can.
So GI Locksmith says, what about the services? Yeah. So in the back end of your listing, it doesn't typically show to the user or to the customer, but there's a section to write about all the services. I would list every single service, and then there's a chance to write 300 characters of description around that service. You said that's a smaller detail I'm not sure of. It's a valuable and important detail to pay attention to and get working on.
Right.
Awesome. So we've got some ads here.
So this is one of the reels that I've posted, and let's see if I can get the sound to come on here.
Automation.
Yep, I can hear that.
Here, we're showing how we can take a mechanical deadbolt off of your door. If you currently have a keyed style deadbolt or a deadbolt that takes a key, a mechanical key, we will take that off, and then we can install this keypad lock. This keypad operated deadbolt can be opened many different ways. You can use your fingerprint. You can use a PIN code that you select and design, or you can use the smartphone app. You can use your phone and open it with the app. This allows you.
So I'll notice too, like you'll see the pop-ups come up on here as well. What I'm going for is when you post something on social media, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the last numbers that I heard is that you have 3 seconds to grab somebody's attention. If you can't grab somebody's attention in 3 seconds and get them to pause and stare at your thing for 3 seconds without scrolling, then it doesn't count as a view and it doesn't really give you too much information there. So trying to grab enough action, voice, sound, pop-ups, information, and this the words put into text or the CC is going to help grab that attention. Is that what you've heard as well, Lewis?
Absolutely. I mean, think about yourself scrolling. You're like, oh, that's not interesting, and you just keep scrolling, right? But if you can grab attention. Now, I'm curious my game is more on the SEO side, but I definitely dabble in this for our own marketing. Yeah. We have an internal editor that does this, but for someone who is watching this, what can they use to make that quickly, what you just put together?
So I use KindMaster. KindMaster is my video editing app, and I just take the installs that we've done. I fast forward the video. You can add captions to it. I can add the pop-ups and everything mostly in there. And then you can actually customize it and layer it a little bit more as you upload it. Depending on what platform, I'll usually upload to my Instagram first because my Instagram allows me to post it to Facebook and Threads, which are all owned by Meta. So I only have to post something once as opposed to posting it multiple times. And then that one, this was me actually playing with that, allowing this text that you see up here. So the majority of the video was made with KindMaster video editing software on my phone, and then the majority or the last little bit was added by Instagram or Meta itself.
That's huge. Yeah, having subtitles is big because a lot of people watch them on silent. And so, having that just gives them another element to follow along with what's actually happening.
Right. Somebody may not have earbuds and they may scroll past you because they don't want to put in earbuds, and it might be not an appropriate situation for them to just turn on the sound on their phone. I mean, that's the most rude and irritating thing I can
They're on the toilet at work. So
right. Exactly. So we'll just go ahead and play this out, and then we can look at some of the analytics from it too.
To let service technicians come and go wherever you are, as long as you have an internet connection. This is the most secure way to automate your home and start bringing your home into 2024 with smart home automation. Please give us a call and see what we can do for you. We provide security systems, cameras, alarms, and so much more. At Smart Home Automation, we're here to stand by you. Thank you and have a great day.
So there you go. Some of the stuff that does, and then we can view some insights here. This ad was posted yesterday, and I've already reached 873 people. We've had 131 engagements, and we can just keep boosting this. You just boost and boost and boost. You can keep doing it each time and change the amount, the duration, the time duration. And really, that's just kind of what I'm playing with right now is how long that's on there, what budgets. And then after I get after I get about 100 of them posted, then I'll go back through and I'll see which ones performed well and start targeting things towards there.
Love it. Can I talk about a social media hack that I use?
Please.
So I started the marketing agency in 2019. In 2021, I started a junk removal company with my friend here locally, and I was the marketing guy. So I did obviously the online stuff, but I also found an incredible love for the boots on the ground stuff. And so I tried a bunch of different stuff. And one of the things that stuck and worked extremely well for us was we did joint gift card giveaways on social media. So on Facebook, I would go and I'd find a local cupcake shop or a restaurant or whatever the case may be. I typically chose food gift cards because everybody
Mhm.
loves food,
Very
men,
great.
women, old, young, whatever. And we
Right.
would partner with this company. They would typically give us the gift card, and then I would create a post and say, hey, comment below and we'll randomly pick a winner. And then I would boost that post in the local area. So they would put up the $50 or $100 gift card. I would then boost it for $50 to $100 for a couple of weeks. And then at the end of that, we would do a random draw and giveaway. It was amazing because we were new to the area, but you can do this whether you're old or new.
Mhm.
We were riding on the fact that everybody loves food, and it was typically I was choosing people and restaurants that everyone loved locally. So I was riding on their goodwill in the community and really getting a double whammy with that. So something to think about, something to set yourself apart. Locksmithing as a whole is an industry that does not utilize social media as well as it could be, and so you'd really stand out if you start doing things like that locally.
I preach this all the time. I feel like I'm dragging the locksmith and security industry on my back into, I mean, for crying out loud, I'll just be honest, like most of the websites that we even use to communicate and like share ideas and learn and all this stuff, they were built in 1995 and they have not been updated.
The forums, yeah.
Yeah, go check out some of those forums out there. They are
I've been there, yeah.
1995 2.0, baby. Like I have to start writing code to put a picture up there. That's how old it is, for crying out loud. And it's not user friendly at all. And they're not adapting. They're not moving. And so that's why, I don't know if you noticed, but I've started one of the largest groups online too. I utilize Facebook and utilize that group. And now it's a group called Locksmith Nation of all locksmiths. They're all vetted and everybody's in there to try and help each other out. And you can post something on there and you can get an answer in seconds, not even minutes, seconds, because you get that notification on your phone. And we were able to put that together. And it's been running strong for 4 or 5 years now. It's the most powerful tool for locksmiths on the internet right now, Locksmith Nation.
It's huge. Yeah. Embracing social media and being different is SEO is fantastic, but this is a way to really, really stand out in your market using social media. Wayne's onto some fantastic stuff here.
Cool stuff. Let's run through this TikTok one and then I'll give it back over to you. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So this one is for with basically what I've done through my career here. And this is pretty recent stuff. I recently had back surgery this year. And so I am getting out of the safe game. I'm not moving safes anymore. I've done a decade. I've got all my fingers, toes, arms, and legs. And so is every single person that we've ever worked with. And we haven't really damaged stuff or torn things apart. So I think it's a good run. I'm going to hang that one up and go for something that's a little bit less risky, if you will. And so that is smart home automation. I think that's where things are going. And that's what we're doing here. So it's alarm systems. You can DIY, you can do it yourself. You can do it together. You work with the company Pulsar. You purchase everything directly through them. If you need assistance, we can help you set that system up. Encrypted security system. Oh, yes. And I also forgot one of the reasons that I partnered with Pulsar is because if you have, I don't want to name any of the names out there, but let's say the biggest ones, like if you do a Google search for security systems or alarms, the top 3 to 5 that come up are not encrypted. That means somebody can sit outside on your street with a $20 tool off of Amazon and they can start watching keystrokes and they can start pulling those, like grabbing the signals and things. You've heard of, like Ring cameras and stuff like that. Those have legitimate hacking systems that people have put YouTube videos up. And I encourage people to YouTube or at least do a Google search of your own security system and the word hacked afterwards and find out what comes up. Pulsar is actually the only system besides like a professional grade system like ADT that actually uses end-to-end encryption. Systems and alarm systems. Halo Pulsar, we've partnered with Halo Pulsar systems, and we are now able to fully integrate your complete smart home. The sign-in looks just like this right here. Your main menu, you can control your dashboard, security cameras, devices, everything right from your smartphone. Your dashboard has everything. You have home temperature, front door locks, kitchen lights. We can control the bedroom lights. We can control the security system. We can control flood sensors, heat sensors, front door, garage door, high temperature sensors in case there's a fire or a flood or the power goes out. All of that, your entire home can be completely monitored directly from your smartphone. Video, we've got 3 different cameras. We've got an alarm doorbell camera, For the front door, we've got an internal 360-degree camera that you can pan and tilt up and down, and you've got the weatherproof bullet camera on the outside. We've got our thermostat for home and garage. Door locks can be locked and unlocked all from this wonderful app, and your smart home lights and appliances can all be controlled through the Pulsar app. Check out the link down below. They are a sponsor and we are partners with them. So if you'd like more information, please make sure you use the link down below so that you can make sure that we get credit for finding the Pulsar through our system here and through our platform. Here's a little bit more information directly from Pulsar.
Revolutionary new home automation and security company that's here to change how we live life. Pulsar Halo has assembled a security and home automation system that is second to none. This system has a modular back end that allows the connection of thousands of devices. And the exciting part is that it's all controlled from your smartphone. The Pulsar Halo systems include door sensors, motion sensors, cameras, and an extensive array of optional equipment and technology that is plug and play. It's time to get started and get yourself a system to see what all of the talk is about.
There you have
Pulsar
it.
Halo.
Everything is really, really convenient on this thing. Please click that link below. Also, I will put a link to my Calendly app on there. And if you're interested in smart home automation, then go ahead and schedule a 15-minute consultation with me. I can help you understand what would be good for your home, how to install that package, how to walk you through the system, how it sets up, and what the options are for you. Thanks again so much for your business. 50 state legal, so you can set this up and you can use this system in all 50 of the magnificent, wonderful states we have. Click that link down below. Shoot me an email. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. And the sooner you get started, the sooner you can sleep with peace of mind, knowing you have military-grade encryption on your home and security system, so people are not going to be hacking into your cameras, hacking your alarm system, and playing with all of your smart home devices at your expense. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, so if we look at that, and then we actually look at it as far as the video hits here, 7,700 hits is pretty good. I mean, that's definitely
That's making the rounds for sure.
A good winner for sure. You know, you look at some of the other ones we've done. I mean, our TikTok account does fairly well. Every now and then something will pop up there where we get a couple thousand, but it's usually a couple hundred. You know, and then like something that would be really basic for like somebody just super quick. If you're going to do your first video with your first person, I would recommend something like this here. This is the perfect one with a customer that was really willing to help out.
Hi, my name's Wayne here with Tri-County Locksmith Service, and we just opened up this 2020 Terrain for Emily here. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with me today?
It was amazing. It's a Sunday. He was the only one open, and he came quick and on time, and I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
Now here I'm going to give a faraway view. I'm not showing details, but just showing one of the many techniques that we use to open a vehicle without giving too much detail away. She was very satisfied, along with some of our other customers. You can see here on our Google page, we have lots of different reviews of many different people in many different walks of life who we've managed to help and generate some goodwill in the community. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Give us a call.
Hi, my name.
Okay. So as far as an ad goes, like what about what I just did and what you just saw was good? What could use some improvement? And what would you tell the other people in the audience here how to utilize that platform?
I'm a massive fan of the videos or pictures with clients. You're talking to your future clients through the person that's standing there that just had her car unlocked. You're talking to people that are wondering, who is this guy? I see him online, I see, whatever, but now you've personalized yourself and you've kind of put them in the video because they might be the ones that have that issue when they're looking, right? So huge fan of that. The Pulsar one, a little bit more of an ad, but I actually liked how it wasn't like crazy edited. It just seemed like you kind of talking about it. And I think that's something that, that's why I asked you what you used. I think just Junket or Lock It Up, sorry. I work with a lot of junk removal companies. Lock It Up said Who Master. It was Kind Master. So maybe you can drop that in the comments. But that's why I asked, because it's a simple app that you can make a not crazy fancy video, but it's nice enough that people can follow along without being like, man, this guy needs to, you know, come to the 21st century. But so it has that element, but it still looks homemade in the sense that it's relatable. Some of the most crazily developed and shot videos don't do as well as something that's just you there with a phone shooting, you know, hey, I'm here with XYZ person in XYZ location, and, you know, we helped them out.
It's how they're going to relate to it. If it's I personally feel as we head more into this AI age, the more polished and the more unbelievable the video looks, the more people are really going to question that. And I think the less they're going to resonate with it, especially when it comes to security and being believable. Like if I don't believe your video, if I don't believe your ad, I'm not going to trust you with security. And let's face it, what does a locksmith or a security professional or you know, a CCTV installer, what do these people sell? What do we sell at the end of the day? Peace of mind.
Yeah.
All products aside, what do we sell at the end of the day? If you have me come out to your home, you are more secure than when we showed up.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something, guys, you know, guys and girls, whoever's watching this, whether now or in the comments, or you know, watching it after in the replay, we all have 100 bad videos in us. Get those videos out. You know, you're not going to be perfect on your first video. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be awkward. You know, you might be born with a camera in your hand. That's great. But if you are like almost every other blue collar person that I talk to, it's very uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me, you know, even still sometimes, to make these videos. Just get those first 100 videos out, and then you're gonna be a lot more comfortable, and you're gonna be a lot more accustomed to making it happen. So that is a massive way to differentiate yourself. You can do stock video slideshows or stock image slideshows and be like, oh, we do locksmithing, and you have an auto generated AI voice saying this and that. But if you can get out there, just pull out your phone. We all have them. Take a quick video of you, even if it's you without the client. Maybe you feel uncomfortable asking the client to take a video. Just say, hey, we're here. We just unlocked this, you know, car and or this home or whatever the case was. Here's the review left by the client. You know, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. 20-second video.
Yep. And one way you can really sell that too is I'll start laying out feelers. Number one, you have to select a qualified client to be able to do that with. Number one, if you look at her, it's going to work out great for me because we have a pretty girl, right? And we have somewhere where it's close in town and people will actually recognize that area if they're from that area. She's a younger person, so I know she's familiar with social media. And she was just beyond thankful, beyond grateful that we came out there. So when I start putting those chains together, this is the perfect opportunity. So I just ask, hey, you know, we're trying to run a social media campaign right now, and you could really help me out. And that's one of the keys is you could really help me out, right? And I put that ball in their court and say, you could really help me out here. I don't know if you're camera shy or anything, but if we could just shoot like a 30-second little video with you, it would really appreciate. I would really appreciate it, and it would really help our campaign out to have a real live customer with us. And if you're not comfortable with it, that's okay. I build in them a window to jump out of if they're not comfortable, because if they're not comfortable, you notice she was comfortable. If they're not comfortable, that's going to come out as another awkwardness on the camera that you don't want to have happen. You don't want to trap somebody there and then they deer in the headlight freeze on you, right? Yeah. So those are all some things to put together to build something like that. And that cost me nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
I didn't even give a discount.
Yeah. Huge. I love it. Are we ready to jump back in?
Yeah, jump right back in. I've got my 2 social media things out there. So for people that are watching, those are some social media ideas. And all Lewis and I are doing is planting seeds, right? You grow your own garden, right? We're going to plant a couple seeds and show you what's possible. And, you know, like Roger Bannister back in the day running the 1 minute mile, we're going to show you that it's possible and then let you take off with it. And what I'd really like to do is tag Lewis or myself. If you post a video, come find us and tag us and show us what you came up with, right?
And then we'll help. Yeah, we'll help with engagement and comment on it and like it, and I'll probably share it. Yes. I typically do when clients or whatnot make something that I think is cool. I'll share it to my story. I'll get you more engagement, get you more people seeing what you're doing.
Yes.
I love it. I'm going to go back to GI Locksmith. So he was asking a question on the services when it came to your Google business profile. So I would get, so he asked, is it best to keep it vague, for example, under service types, deadbolt, or is it better to list them, deadbolt lockout, deadbolt installation, high security deadbolt? So I'm going to go to the answer now. I am a massive fan of getting as specific as you possibly can with every service you do. List them all out and then have a little description underneath. That's going to be huge.
Right.
So let's dive into, we've talked about Google business profiles. We've talked about the different profiles you can create, the big ones. We've talked about your website content on there. I've given some ideas around that. Now, your website, one of the things that Google looks at when it comes to your business is it looks at the authority that other websites are giving to you. How trustworthy, how many other people have voted for you. And so we're going to get into the topic of backlinks here. What is a backlink? So it's when another website links back to your website. So Angie's List, Facebook, Google Business Profile, those are all backlinks coming back to your website. You want to gather as many of these as you can. Now, again, it's a relative game. So if none of your competitors have backlinks, you don't have to worry about it as much, but it's a way to stand out, right? So you want to look at, what are the easy ones I can get? Setting up social media profiles, setting up Angie's List, Yelp, Google Business Profile, Facebook, LinkedIn. Those are all pointing back to your website. The other way you can do it is by getting directory listings, and local directory listings are fantastic. I've pulled this up again for Memphis. So you can just search for local business directories or local business listing or whatever. I've got a search string here, which I can drop. I'll actually do this. I'll drop it to Wayne and he can drop it in the comments because my comments are not working properly. But you can take that and just put your city in there. And it's going to pull up all the different websites that talk about local business listings, local business directories in Memphis. So you can go and list your website on these, right? So you can go into Listing US, Free Listing USA. I'm going to open up a few of these here. 901 area, patch, etc. You can open these up. You can create your listing, and GI Locksmith is on here. That's fantastic.
Nice.
You can go into Listings United States and build one of them. You can go into 901 Memphis and build a listing. Claim your business. These are free to do. They take a little bit of time typically to go in, make sure your name is consistent across all your listings, your address, your phone number, all of those things. Add some pictures, talk about the services that you offer. And again, I would get as specific as you can. Be specific. Be detailed and talk about what you do and where you do it. And now you've got a free directory listing that could show up in the search results, but you've also got a link back to your website. It's a win all around. You're building that trust and authority with Google of your website so that, again, now you've got great content. You've got, authority being built on your website, and Google is saying, okay, someone's looking for safe unlocking. Well, I can clearly see that you're the best solution because you've got a strong website content that answers the questions. You've got a strong domain because all those backlinks are pointing back to it, and you've just done the things right for that. So these are ways that you guys can go out today. You can set up directory listings. You can go into ChatGPT. It's free. You can go in. My camera just overheated there, so I'll change my camera setting. But you can go in and you can do this stuff and make your business stand out in a way that none of your competitors are doing. It's a big deal.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. Is all you have to do, like people ask me all the time. I go to these trade shows and conventions. I fly all over the country and I teach at these things. And basically if there's a locksmith event, I'm going to be there and try and support that event. And I get asked all the time, what can we do? How can I improve my business? How do I fill up my calendar? And I tell them, you have to do this much more than your competitors.
Yep.
That's it. This much more than your competitors. And if they have 5 backlinks, do 6 or 7 so that you stay ahead of them. Like that's every one of my game. Like how many reviews do I need? 10 more than my competitors. How many backlinks do I need? 10 more than my competitors. How many more, different things do we need to do or other pages do we need to set up? 10 more than my competitors. That's it.
Yeah. That's the first thing we do for clients is we go in and we look at their competitors. What is it that we're up against? How hard do we need to hit this? Lock It Up saying Bing generated a listing with my home address. Bing is another one. I haven't mentioned that yet. I would recommend getting on Bing. So in your case, they're generating a listing with your home address from 10 years ago. So you actually want to log in to Bing, claim that listing, and then verify it at your current and correct address. You definitely want a Bing listing. We're seeing more and more search results come from Bing when it comes to our clients in a rather surprising way.
Now,
it's surprising.
Is Bing, last time I checked, is Bing using their own system, or are they still utilizing Yelp?
So they are, I believe I don't know all the details on that, but they definitely have their own listing process. You can actually sync your Google business profile with your Bing listing to get a lot of that data over to it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not on Bing, make sure that you are. And if your website is with, an agency or something, reach out to them and say, hey, have you indexed my website on Bing? Because if it's not indexed, it's not going to show up in the search results. So you can have a Bing listing and you can have your website show up in the Bing search results. And again, you're just getting more lines in the water to catch more fish.
Right. So we can do a little screen share here just so we can verify that information here. So if we did the same search with Microsoft Bing and Locksmith near me, it does look like it's utilizing those Yelp results, isn't it? Is that something?
It may show Yelp. I know some of them are Bing
reviews at least.
Yeah. Because if you look at KeyMe, I think that's just a standalone listing.
Yeah. And that's a whole thing too. If you want to get Locksmiths a little more upset than they are at Yelp, talk about KeyMe.
Yeah, exactly.
They're stealing all of our listings, and they're not an actual locksmith shop.
So you can. This gets into how far you want to take karma, but if they are in your area and outranking you, you can actually report listings.
Yep.
And you can report it with proof that they are not an actual business at the location that they say they are. I do that in rare cases for clients. I tend to try and just outwork whoever's messing with it, but in some cases you've got to make it happen. Lock It Up says I do have a correct Bing listing.
Oh, cool.
Feel free to shoot me a message. I can look into that a little bit, but there should be a way to re-verify it at the actual listing or the location that you're at now.
That's great. And Lewis, I just want to take that one step further because I know KeyMe and OneKey, there's Minute Key and KeyMe.
Yep.
These companies came out of nowhere and immediately became the largest locksmith group on the planet in a matter of years because they utilized that process. And I don't want to go into too much detail, but I don't think they did it very legally. And I think that it's coming to come bite them right about now. So for those of you who are feeling the pain point of Minute Key and KeyMe, here's what I did. Okay. I got with the other locksmiths in my area and I was like, you know what? I am not working for this company. I will not run their calls. I will not accept any work from them. They're taking our own calls that are rightfully ours and selling them back to us at a discounted rate and holding us accountable with all the liability, holding the bag with a contract. Okay. So if you don't work for them, they go out of business and they don't have a listing very much longer. I'm proof in my area because that listing actually pulled their locksmith services from my area. So they will still come up as a kiosk and a way to duplicate keys, but they're no longer running services. I actually booked a service and had somebody come out to my house because they'll farm it out to any Tojo, anybody who says that they can open a car or open up a house with no verification, nothing whatsoever. Even in the states with licensing, for crying out loud, they will do this and they will sell you your own leads back to you and farm off the pennies of profit that they can make out of it. I think it's a horrible business plan. I think it's, taking advantage of the locksmiths themselves. And I know there's a lot of other people out there that feel my pain with that. Therefore, that's why I wanted to kind of announce what my solution was to it. I haven't reported their account. I don't like doing that because of the karma jar. But that was my way around it.
Yeah, it's a great strategy. I agree. It's we've done it once for a client who they were actually messing with his listings too, and we were like, we this just isn't going to work. He was losing.
Pretty soon you got to fight
$thousands.
fire with fire.
Yeah. Lock It Up says I'm mobile. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Brian says most are mobile. How does Google rank listings against those that have a physical address? How can I be in the mix? So you still want to set up a listing. Google Business Profiles, you can set up a listing. You have to tell Google what your address is, but you do not have to show the address. So you can set it up as a service area business. Will the people with a location sometimes rank a little bit better for the people who are right beside them? Yes, but you still need to do it. You're missing out on jobs if you're not doing that. Yeah, Wayne says he's mobile. Most people are mobile in the industry, and you just set it up as a Google Business Profile that is service area oriented instead of come to our location and get your keys cut or whatever.
When you set it up, it'll actually walk you through it. It'll say play brick and mortar or location, and you put in your location there, or do you want to be mobile service? And it'll always kind of move your pin dot around. That's the other thing. A lot of people get really nervous about putting their information in there. Yes, you do have to use your physical home address. I cannot stress this enough. No PO boxes. If you want to get your listing blackballed, that's the fastest way to do it. Even though UPS offers a PMB, which is a private mailbox, that also is not considered a physical address, even though UPS says it's a physical address and it works for taxes and the Secretary of State. That works for that. It does not work for your Google listing. So you have to put your home address in there, but it will not show a pin dot at your address. I have two major problems or two major concerns about that. Is number one is I don't want people showing up at my house wanting me to make them key blanks and like bothering my family and stuff. And number two is, like, we just opened up a bank vault 2 weeks ago, and my business is high security safes. I don't want other people showing up at my house that have bad intentions to utilize my skill set for something that I don't want to participate in. So for those out there that are concerned about setting up your Google business listing and putting your home address in there, you're going to have to do that. It's not going to show a pin dot that shows people to show up at your house.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I'm looking here. I'll pull this down, but yeah, that's the way to do it, and you still get the benefits of doing it, and you would be silly not to. Menachem says, "Can someone help me with a suspended Google profile?" Yeah, I think I mentioned it above, and Wayne put my email in there. Reach out over email, and I can connect you with an agency friend of mine who can help you with that for sure. You do need to have business documentation. I will say if your profile is suspended, you need to have business documentation that supports the name of the business that you have on your profile and the location. Even if it's a service area business and you're not showing your location, Google still has to verify that you're an actual business. So you need to have, business documents, bank documents, Wi-Fi, power, whatever.
Tax ID.
That matches the name of the business and the location that you're trying to get set up at.
You're going to need to be registered with the Secretary of State, and you're going to have to get that. I would print it off or get it as a screenshot on your phone so you can upload it, because they're going to ask you for uploaded documents. And then I don't know if you know this or not, but to register a Google business listing for Locksmiths, we have such a high scam rate. That's why so many accounts get blacklisted. For those who don't know that. The reason we do that is because we're like plumbers. Like plumbers, there's a huge influx of scammers, right? And so Google kind of has to play this, 50-50 game of, well, we want to make it kind of difficult so that not just any Joe Schmo can set up an account, but we also have to make it simple enough so that the average person can get in there and set up their account and do both of those things. But we had to do video. Like you're out on the street. Here is the street sign that says, so-and-so street, and there's cars driving by and stuff. And here's my other local business. And like just things that you cannot fake. Like here's a picture of my van to get Google guaranteed. I had to literally show them the key machines, the tools, the things that were needed to actually show an invoice. I had to show myself in uniform. I had to have a business card. Like I had to have a ludicrous amount of proof and documentation to prove that I was legit to get that green check listing.
I agree. Have that stuff lined up. One of the things that I mentioned in there is go sign up for all these directory listings. Go do that. If you're having issues, sign up for as many directory listings as you can with your name and your address that you have listed on your profile, and that will often trigger some more authority and trustworthiness with Google and make it easier to get unsuspended or easier to get set up in the beginning if you don't have one.
Right. Yeah. All good, great advice, and it all boils down to how you start this out. Like I like taking something. I wish somebody had something like this. Like when I started, well, I was on paper invoices. And when we bought the company, we were like literally asking, did you find us in the phone book? Because we were a double truck in 3 phone books, full page ads, or did you find us on the internet? As soon as the internet was 80% of how people found me for the year, we had to make the switch, drop the phone books, stop paying. I mean, some of those phone books were like $20,000 a year. It was insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
We just got a client on who was spending $40,000 every 3 months on TV ads. And he's now spending a fraction of that with us, and he's tripled his leads in the last few months. 6 months, I think, is what since he jumped in.
That's crazy, and that's a perfect point and a perfect segue to what we were talking about before with be on Google, spend your ads there, get your Google guaranteed. If you want to be the top dog, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to pay to play the game there with pay-per-click advertising, maintain that account. You're going to get those calls for those emergencies. But like we were talking about with like radio and TV being kind of an older style of media, imagine if you could call up NBC and be like, hey, I want to place my ad on your primetime television network at such and such o'clock 10 times, right? You can do that with social media. There's no political affiliation, and I'm not going to go into that, but like Facebook is the new Fox. ABC is the new TikTok. NBC is the new Instagram, right? Just think of it in those terms and think of it as that ad may not result in a direct sell that day, but if people see it and play it enough, then just your face, just your logo, just your company name is going to pop up, and then they'll see your truck drive by. And they'll tie, that guy was legit and he's real. And I just saw him. I know they're real now. And then, hey, our house got broken into. That's a perfect one right there. Is our house got broken into, or somebody moved out and we need to change the locks from a tenant, right? Now that's when the effort and money that you put into spending those ads that didn't get a return on investment, all the investment returns in one fell swoop when they're like, I need a locksmith. I got to call Tri-County. I got to call the guy with the big, the beard and the giant ambulance. Like they don't even know my name. They just know that guy. I want that guy.
It's huge. It's huge. One of the things, I was just looking through the questions, Wayne, to make sure that we didn't miss anything in the live questions. Guys, drop your questions down below. And we'll answer them if you have them. But then there was some people that left questions when they registered. And one of them was, the scammer jammers, right? How do I rank above the scammers? We've talked through a few things. Mm-hmm. Be more legit, be more authoritative, be more trustworthy for Google. Another thing that we didn't really dive into on the website is list an about page on your website. Make an about page. And then if you write blogs, make sure that you're the author and link back to that about page. And what you can have on that about page is your LinkedIn page. It could be, so in Wayne's case, he's got Wayne Winton, Locksmith, all his certifications, all the associations that he's a part of, and you can link out to them. All the, anything notable, if you've got any press coverage, if you've got any social media that, complements it, link out to all those things. Write a little story about who you are, what you do, why you do it. That is a big deal. Google wants to be serving people up to businesses. They would prefer not to send people to the Keys. They would prefer to send someone to an actual business because they know that's going to give them the best service. We have it in, every industry has the Keys. The roofing, plumbing, they all have these people that have monopolized that, the searches to sell leads. But if you can stand out as a local, legit, real person, have a little about you section. It doesn't have to go into, why you married your wife or, what happened when you stubbed your toe when you were 5 years old and how, you still deal with the consequences. Talk about things that are relevant, right? Talk about things, certifications. I'm going to go through it again. Certifications, any profiles that you have online that you're comfortable with sharing. LinkedIn's a great one. All the things that you've done locally, maybe the things that you've participated in locally, community events, etc. Get creative. List those out, and that is a great way to show, hey, this is a real person in a real place.
Yeah, and in this industry, the states that are licensed, you're going to go get CEUs or continued education credits. You know what the best thing that you can put on your webpage and your social media post is? Whatever certifications that you just got, put that up there. And then now that person's going to see your face, your company, your brand, your logo, along with massive certification. Hey, you've just been legitimized.
Google really pays attention to that. That could be a reason that you're not ranking. So in this case here, we'll look at GI here. Just going in there. I would change this out to a picture of you, 100%.
Yeah,
People
that's
can tell
stock
that.
image. Yeah,
People can tell that's AI.
or AI. Yeah.
Pictures
Stock.
of you or your team branded is going to make a massive difference. This is a great AI picture. I'm pretty sure it is.
It is. It's a
it's
good.
great
That
job
is a.
using
That's
the
a really
brand.
good one. Yeah.
Great prompt, whoever did that. But talk about your certifications, list out them. It's going to feel weird to a lot of people, but this is an industry specifically where the more certified and trustworthy you can be, Google pays attention to that. Your clients will pay attention to that, and it's something that you need to pay attention to and get uncomfortable to do. Take a selfie if you need, but put you there and talk a little bit about your history and what you've done and why you do it and why you continue to do it, your certifications and whatnot. Very, very important.
People want that one-on-one, like the pictures that are on your website, they want that truck to show up. They want that tech to show up. A really good example of that is, we unfortunately, we get to be some of the first people on like a domestic violence situation. Somebody's going to get that house rekeyed to try and get a protection order and remove that person from the equation. If a lady goes online and she sees this photo and I show up, she's already on a little standoffish and on guard because
and
she's
it might be
already
subconscious, right? It
Yes.
might even be a subconscious. Whereas if you can
Right.
provide, I would even go as far as to say, just shoot a 20-second video of you saying, "Hey, it's I forget your name. You mentioned it somewhere in the chat, but it's me with GI Locksmith, and I'm here, just in my office or my truck or whatever. This is all the stuff that we've got, to help you out. Give us a call. We'd love to help you, whatever situation you're in." You've probably gotten uncomfortable to do that, but now they can put a face, a voice. And they've got that, real person on the other end, and Google pays attention to that too.
Yeah, and I explain it this way. What's the largest social media network in the world?
I actually don't know. I think it's Facebook.
Meta.
Yeah.
What's the first word of that company?
Your face. Yeah.
Yeah, and think about it. Like, it is human, primal, ingrained in our DNA since we were, nomad wanderers to identify a face. We'll see a face in the clouds. We'll see a face in the bushes. We'll see faces where there are no faces. Put that face out there and put your face out there so that you get that legitimacy and that credit for being human and being real. And the more we get into this AI world, I guarantee 1,000% the more important that's going to be.
Yeah, it's huge. Absolutely huge. Gabriel, really appreciate you dropping your site in here for us to take a peek at.
Yes.
You've done a great job. There's a few tweaks I think that will help you guys. I know you said you're just redoing it, over the next 1 to 2 months. Work this stuff in. Get as personalized as you can and as authoritative as you can. Yeah, it's going to be huge. Yeah, add your ALOA membership pictures there. Yeah, there's some cool stuff that you guys have already tapped into, and you can really take it the next step here.
Sweet. Cool. Awesome job. Very, very nice job.
Love it. This has been fun, guys. Really appreciate the interaction, and keep up the good work. I'd love to see in the comments what's one thing that you guys have questions on, or one thing that you're going to go take action on, this week. What's something simple that you took away that you can take action on?
I would really hope to see some comments with people taking a picture, or maybe even revisiting the last clients from last week in your phone. If you have a text message string with them, maybe asking them, sending them a Google review link if you haven't done that already, or don't do that automatically. Or even maybe reaching out to them and saying, "Hey, I just wanted to reach out and see if you were still satisfied with your services. And would you be willing to write a review or do a video review with me, or send a picture in so that we can utilize that for our social media campaign?"
Love it. Definitely adding more local citations, local directory listings. That's such an easy one. I love that. Show your link reviews. Listing websites, Bree says. We're adding listings websites, the directories. That's an easy one. We're already planning videos. Yeah, videos. I tell our clients all the time, just imagine someone's asked you a question and you're just going to send them a quick video reply. Feels uncomfortable to most of us, but just imagine that a 20-second video. You can pop it up on YouTube. YouTube's the second largest search engine. Take advantage of it. Pop your video up there. Pop it on your website. We didn't get into this too much, but all of those FAQs that you're going to write about on your website, You can do a quick video on that, put it on YouTube, answer the question, and then embed it back on your website. And now you've got more things linking all together.
Wow. So much knowledge. I really appreciate you being here today. I mean, my goodness, just a wealth of knowledge coming in here.
I appreciate it. Yeah, this is fun. Menichin says, I see bigger jobs are usually not from ads, it's from people knowing you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Word of mouth. So that's actually, hopefully we got just a little bit of time to dive into this too. The buy-sell trade groups or Facebook groups, like weather, traffic reporting, stuff like that. I really this is like some secret sauce stuff that I don't tell a lot of people, but maintaining a good, presence in those groups, in your local community groups, not blasting ads. Don't do that. Don't spam the page. It's going to get you kicked out. But I will guarantee you, and this has happened several times, I know so many people in this valley, and I help other people through those community pages, that when somebody says, hey, I need a locksmith or I need a key made, I will just straight up get tagged 17 times. Like my phone will just blow up from other people telling somebody about my business. It didn't cost me a thing. All I had to do was be nice to people, pay attention, and make friends and friend request the admins of that group. And all of a sudden, what I'm posting is getting noticed. And then even the admins are recommending me. I'm not spending or spamming or doing anything. They're all doing it. And that costs absolutely nothing. That is the modern day word of mouth on social media.
It's crazy. Now link that together. I completely agree. We did that as well with the junk business. I've done this in trade groups with Blue Crocus. Take it a step further. You've now made those little 20-second videos on the frequently asked questions. You've put them on YouTube. You've embedded them on your website. Mm-hmm. Instead of posting, hey, we do locksmithing in XYZ location and we're the best and here's a discount, and look like all the other spammy companies out there.
Yep.
You could hop into the group and say, hey guys, here's a question we get a lot from our clients. Take a quick peek at this video and we just answer this common question. Hope it helps. Have an awesome day.
Yeah.
You're not selling at all, but you're positioning yourself as an expert.
Exactly. And then the reverse of that works too. If you're going to snap a photo on your phone and upload that to your company social media, hey, I'll shoot a link to my customer and have them post my link on their social media. And then it's like that web thing again. Now, instead of the, couple hundred people or a couple thousand people that might experience or run into that on my platform, now their audience is actually going to get into it. And if their cousin, brother, sister needs something done, who do you think they're going to call? In fact, one of the best advertising things that you can possibly do is to take a photo with the customer who you're working with and ask them for between 1 and 3 leads, like that they know. And then I will send that picture. Like, I'm not just some random dude. This is your buddy. This is your neighbor right here with me. And we took a photo together, so you know it's legitimate. By the way, we also do smart home automation. Have you Googled your security system, and is it actually secure? Bye. And then watch the phone ring.
Yeah, consistency. I forgot to tie this together when we brought in social media. Google looks at everything about your company, all the mentions of your company, all the activity of your company. You start getting active and getting tagged and whatnot in the Facebook groups, that affects your SEO. That's more signals back to your website, which will help your website rank better, which will help your Google business profile rank better. The more active you can be on social media, online, etc., that plays in massively to how you're, all across the board, how many leads are going to come to you, because, now the search engines are seeing you as more authoritative and more important. It's a big deal. So play both games and play them well, and you make some beautiful magic.
Yep. The more you can tie things back and forth, think of it like a fire, right? Each one of those websites, each post, each thing you do, you're putting a stick or a log on the fire. Pretty soon you have a gigantic fire, and stuff that you put on there a long time ago is still hot. The coals are still burning in there, and they're making your fire that advertises your business bigger and brighter than everybody else's fire. That's what it's all about. And then when some of that old stuff, like you'll see some really old, like we used to go in and fill out phone book profiles. They're still pointing arrows to my main page, like old super pages and decks and yellow pages and stuff. They're still pointing arrows and backlinks to me. And I don't even waste time with it or teach that anymore, but it's still something that definitely helped get us to where we are today.
So if you're doing it online, I still teach that. So if you're doing
Indeed.
super pages or decks, that again is a directory listing that's linking back to your website. They're very powerful and authoritative, and that lends a lot of credibility to your business.
That's great. That's
Bree
great.
asks, are you fine with me just jumping through the comments here?
Jump away.
Bree says, how does smear campaigns affect your SEO website rank? We had a locksmith targeting our products on YouTube a few years back. So you can block anybody that leaves, block them from your channel, hide them from your channel, who leaves, a bunch of bad comments. They may get other people to do it. That's a whole fun deal in itself. I had a video similarly where I had someone on my podcast who ended up being a scammer, or the community was convinced he was. I got the backstory, he wasn't, but I had to take the video down because just so many people were commenting on it. It was my best engaged video for a long time. But
not positive engagement, unfortunately.
Not positive engagement. I tend to think how you respond is more important than what's being said. They were targeting on their channel. Yeah, any publicity is good publicity isn't always true, but they are still, if they're doing it on their channel and linking back to you and all of that, I know the people that that truly don't want people to buy from a company. They don't even mention the brand. The fact that your brand was being mentioned and whatnot, you could take legal action if it got too bad. That's probably the direction I would head. How much would it affect your website and SEO rank? I don't think it would affect too much. If anything, it'd drive a little bit more traffic to you.
Yeah.
But from a reputation management standpoint, I'd probably get a lawyer involved and see if that could happen. I think it was, you said it was a few years ago. But,
and somebody really has to be motivated to do that. Like I explain this to people, like it's not the snake bite that kills you. It's chasing after the snake that drives the poison to the heart and kills you. So really they're putting every minute that they're spending messing with you, you're spending building your business, and they're not spending building theirs. So this is why trash therapy doesn't work. Like it's just like trying to just trash the other person. I just let them wear themselves out. And eventually, unless they have some very deep pockets and a huge following and are ludicrously motivated to just really trash you, like some cancel culture stuff, that kind of stuff will get people coming after you. But for the most part, you just let them wear themselves out. Don't retaliate. Just let them wear themselves out. Take some legal action, send a cease and desist letter, and that should shut most of those things down. Yeah. Unless it's, like I said, like an ex-employee, or if a girlfriend used to work for you or something like that, you've got a lot of motivation behind that. But for the most part, just let them tucker themselves out.
Yeah. James says, as a guy just starting out, I seriously appreciate you guys doing this video. Yeah. And seriously, I love having these conversations. I could talk all night about this. So reach out to me anytime. Happy to give tips. I commonly provide like a little Loom video where I'll actually run through your stuff and give you some tips specifically to you, similar to what we did for GI Locksmith. Happy to do that for anyone on here. Bree says next door as well. Yeah, 100%. GI Locksmith I text the customers a link and then send the review script. So he says, just a friendly reminder, our company depends on our amazing customers to help us grow online. If you get the time to leave a review, it would mean the world to us. I love that. I have found better uptick in the review being left when you can say, hey, Mrs. Smith, we're just about done here. Would you mind if I shot a link over that you can leave a review? And then she's like, yeah, absolutely, no problem. You shoot it over, and then you say, hey, did you get that? Just click it and make sure that it came through okay. And you're steadily walking her through the whole process. Right. And then she's like, yeah, look, it opens up, it's fine. And then you say, sweet, do you mind just writing something, as I'm just packing up the truck, mind writing something, nice about our company? It helps us grow. It helps, feed our families and whatnot. She's like, yeah, absolutely. And then she might not do it right there, but she's already committed to the fact that she will do it. And then you can send your follow-up reminders, and she's already committed, and then she'll, eventually do it. And it's a great way to really increase your percentages there.
Yeah, I personalized mine specifically. I once I hit 150 reviews, I kind of found people weren't responding as much. And I think what was happening is they were like, this dude's already got like a super clean thing. Like it's not really going to matter that much. But then, hey, new, fresh reviews, which Google does actually really utilize, that's when I kind of put it together to make that one there. And I noticed it messed it up and kind of squished some words together when I sent it. But you get the idea. Feel free to copy, paste, take it. You'll probably want to put your listing in there instead of mine. But hey, if you want to give me some more reviews, that's cool too.
Yeah, love it.
So cool. All right, man. Well, this has been, we're coming up on about an hour 40 here. So I hope we over deliver on our promise. We promised at least an hour of quality content. I sure hope every single person in this room learned something new. I know I did. Thank you so much, Lewis, for being here today. We really appreciate you. Look up myself on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all of the above. Look up Lewis as well. And this has just been amazing. Do you have any final closing words for us today, Lewis?
No, appreciate the conversation. Appreciate the interaction. This has been a lot of fun. I love doing this stuff. So appreciate you guys showing up, asking some great questions, and reach out if you ever need anything. It's this is what I live and breathe.
Absolutely. And it's two ways. If you come up with some new information, feel free to reach back out to me. We know the Workies people. Maybe we can work out something to where we can do like a three-way interview with them again and bring some of this information to them. For everybody out there, if you don't have a field management service, Workies is awesome. It's not something that they approached me with. I actually approached them with the sponsorship. I actually use the product. It makes things more streamlined. If you use QuickBooks or some of those other systems, I found them extremely frustrating. Very little help, no technical support. You have to pay for technical support. Very frustrating platforms to use. Workies gives you phone numbers you can import. You can send those Google review links right out to it. Direct to the user. You can send a follow-up text. You can organize your schedule. It's so powerful. I haven't even utilized all of the things that can be utilized with it yet. And it really is just helping people. And it's not something that I'm selling or pushing. I'm just telling you, hey, whether you're one-man band or whether you're a shop of 10 trucks on the road, this is like having another office assistant employee for a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Great stuff. All right. With that, we'll wrap it up. Thanks again, Lewis. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We're going to try and start doing these things weekly, Mondays, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Have a great day, everybody. Get out there and kick those scammers' butts in advertising. Have a great day.
Talk soon, guys.